Hi everyone, my name is ToreiKY, and welcome to Locked In. This is a mystery visual novel. Saw it and thought it looked really interesting. Anyways, let's get started. Oh wow, this looks really nice. I like the art. And oh, they got into a car accident. Can I do anything? Can I help? Anything? Oh good, there's an ambulance. Okay, I thought this was like a rural, middle of nowhere kind of place. Okay, everything's okay. Accident. Noun. An undesirable or unfortunate happening that occurs unintentionally and usually results in harm, injury, damage, or loss. Casualty, mishap, automobile accidents. A fortuitous... Oh gosh. I'm not blind. Not totally. I can detect light. Sometimes it's pitch black, like being in a cave. Other times it's bright white. It's like being on a frozen tundra or some icy Jovian moon. I feel cold. There's nothing to see and nowhere to go. Yeah, I really like this style. It's really pretty. I can't open my eyes, can't move, can't speak. I can hear. I know I'm in the hospital. I know there was some kind of accident. What the hell happened to me? I was surprised when I heard. Dr. Nolan's never on call that early. She's a family friend or something. I know she knows the wife. Oh, these are two different people. Okay, my bad. I see the two crows. Okay. I guess that's why she got here so fast. I still can't believe Jacqueline Brown is in a coma here at our hospital. Brought her down a peg, I bet. Not likely. Don't you have a bedpan to change somewhere? Watch yourself. I tell it like I see it. Well, tell it silently, in your mind. All right, all right. They turn off the lights whenever I'm alone in here. A wing in this hospital is named after my family. You'd think they could spare the electricity. They think I'm some kind of vegetable. They don't know I can hear, that I can detect light, that I'm awake. It doesn't make sense, but it gives me time to think and figure this thing out. Most people would go crazy sitting in the dark. Fortunately, I'm not most people. Now, let's get a little color in here. Whoa, that's a start. And some music? Much better, but not quite. There, perfect. One of my psychology professors once told me to imagine the subconscious as a room, my own personal room. He asked what type of room it would be, what type of wallpaper it would have, stuff like that. I told him I'd have a room with a long entry, covered in gold leaf floor to ceiling with a massive chandelier. When visitors came, they would be humbled. He asked me what I thought that said about my personality, And I told him, hell if I knew. He was a psychologist. I got an A in that class, just like all the others. But on my final he wrote, be good. Just like that. Capital B, capital G. I'd forgotten about that until now. I haven't thought about him in years, but now that I'm sitting in my gold leaf room trying to sort this thing out, it all comes back to me. Be good. Be good. Be good. Be good, Jacqueline. God, I really like the way this looks. It's so stylistic. I learned something today. I can barely move my left little finger. At first, I thought I was imagining things, imagining the sensation of movement. But then I heard the sound of the sheet under my nail. That's all I need to hear. It means I can get better. I will get better. But I still have to figure out what happened. I keep thinking back, trying to remember. It was raining hard. I heard one of the nurses say it rained nearly 6 inches that night. It was dark, past midnight. The road was deserted. Charles was driving. Wait, no, he wasn't. I was driving. I never drive. Charles must have been sick. But no, that can't be right. Charles is never sick. That's why I hired him. Where was Charles? There was a sound. That's right. There was a phone call. I had the phone on vibrate, and I could barely hear it over the rain. I reached for it. Seems early for the nurses. Seems quiet for the nurses. Who is that? Kimber. That's a girl. Okay. Jacqueline, it's me. Kimber, dedicated assistant. My loyal assistant, Kimber. There was a time I thought you'd do anything for me. That was before I figured out you were stealing from the company, slicing off tiny slivers here and there, and stashing them away in your own private piggy bank. You were supposed to shred the special files if anything ever happened to me. Did you shred the files? Have you remained loyal? Can I trust you? I wonder. Dr. Nolan says you're in a persistent coma and you might never recover. I don't know why I went country there. Yeah. Nolan is no fool. She has to know I'm awake. Why hasn't she told anyone? Meacham is going to take over the firm. I just know it. I wish I had a way to fight back, to protect everything you've built. I wish I knew that you were still in there somewhere. If only you could give me a sign. Delilah, what do you think you're doing? My soon-to-be ex-wife, Delilah. Intelligent, beautiful, resourceful. She's everything a CEO's wife should be, except the part where she loves the firm more than me. Oh, wow. She wanted to be involved in major business decisions, but I disagreed. The fights got ugly. I was going to file for divorce. I had already filled out the papers. Oh, Delilah, no matter what happens to me, I'm sure you'll find a way to take care of yourself. You always do. It's what I love about you. You're bringing business in here? She needs her rest. Oh, I'm getting plenty of that. Trust me. Spare me. I bet you already ransacked her home office. How about the divorce papers? Did you find those? You'll have a hard time proving Jackie wanted a divorce. Proof? You want proof? I have copies. In your handwriting? Sasha. Both of you have got to get out of here. Excuse me? I have just as much right. I can feel your negative energy all the way on the other side of the building. It's bad for Jack's spirit. How can you expect her to recover with you two hoovering around, spreading your toxins everywhere? Toxins? Forget this. I have somewhere to be. Sasha, I can see you're upset, but Jackie's my wife. I'm entitled to see her. If you want privacy, fine. 10 minutes. So this is it, Jack. Sasha, younger sister. Sasha is my kid sister. We're in our 40s, but she'll always be a kid to me. Always 3 years behind, 10 steps behind, $4 million behind. You never thought ahead, not like I did. You skipped out on the company when times got rough. When things improved, you wanted back in. I said no. I know you never forgave me for it. Family is supposed to stick together. But you were a financial liability, and we both knew it. In our family, business always comes first. I knew something bad would happen to you one of these days. Is this the part where you prattle on about karma or whatever new thing you're into? Did you divine this in mail order tea leaves or the dregs of your Starbucks cup? Apparently, Dr. Nolan says you're comatose and you may never wake up. That's a nasty rumor going around. She won't give me the time of day and the staff won't let me see your records. This is horse shit. I know you're in there, Jack. I know you can hear me. You've got a strong spirit, stronger than anyone I ever known. If anyone can pull through this thing, it's you. Normally, this is the point where I make some snide joke about auras or chakras. But damn it, she sounds like she really means it. I didn't realize how much I missed her. You and I haven't been on speaking terms in a long time. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe you need time alone so you can heal. But all this feels so wrong. You're in a coma and the lawyer is dead, and I don't believe in coincidences. The police says Brenda committed suicide around midnight, but it doesn't feel right. I remember Brenda. She wouldn't take a handful of pills and call it a night. Wait, Brenda? I can't let it go. I won't let it go. I'm going to find out what happened, whether you can hear me or not, whether you care or not. I owe you that much, at least. Brenda's dead? People like me don't have friends. We have trusted advisors. Brenda was my most trusted advisor. She protected me from the board, from my wife, from my family. Sometimes she even protected me from myself. I remember now, I was going to see her. It was supposedly about the divorce papers and some other things, but that was a pretense. I just wanted to talk, really talk, with someone who understood me. I felt like I was at the end of my rope. Brenda had been my lawyer for decades. I went to see her at her home office all the time, often late. There's no such thing as coincidence. Rewind, Jacqueline. Think. It was dark. It was raining. Someone called. I reached for the phone. What am I forgetting? Why is it so hard to remember? Think, Jacqueline. Think. Recollect, verb. To recall to mind, recover knowledge by memory, remember. To absorb oneself in spiritual meditation, especially during prayer. My father once told me, Jacqueline, The world is shit. It was the day the government took all our stuff. My mother was haranguing the movers as they hauled away the furniture, the china, the cars. My father was in the back hall, sitting on the bare marble steps. They'd already taken the rugs. When he saw me, he summoned me with 2 crooked fingers, just like he did with the men who drove the car. When I went to him, he said, "Jacqueline, the world is shit. Always take what you want." Then one of the movers broke something that sounded expensive. And Dad laughed, a real laugh, like that was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. I don't think I'd ever heard him laugh before. A few weeks later, he jumped. They sealed all the office windows after that. Mom took over. She was much more ruthless than Dad. She lopped off heads and she got things done. She taught me everything I know about business. It's funny, the things you think about when you've got nowhere to go. So I told her, if you poo-poo in the potty, you can have an Oreo. Oh God. Did it work? Yes, no. She pooped a little in the toilet, but then she got down before she was finished because she was excited about that cookie. I don't believe in God, but please, God, make them shut up or go away. That reminds me of the time Bobby always wanted to pee outside in the sandbox. For the love of all that is holy, Buddha, Krishna, Allah, someone. Excuse me, I was just stopping by to visit. Oh yes, of course, we were just heading out. Saved by Charles. It's about time he showed up. Listen, boss. I know that tone. It means I'm not gonna like what you came here to tell me. Let's hear it. I told myself I wasn't going to come here, but we've been together a long time. I couldn't leave without saying goodbye. I took that job with Millman's firm. They're sending me to Barbados. It's a good gig. After what happened to you and Brenda, things are going to get dicey at the firm. But I'll be honest with you, boss. I should have left a long time ago. Damn it, Charles. Don't say that. I need you. Maybe if I hadn't pushed you. No, I should have started pushing sooner. I can't blame myself. You're responsible for your own actions. The people around you can only do so much. Why weren't you driving, Charles? Why weren't you there? What happened between us? Damn it. Tell me. Make me remember. After that scene at the restaurant. No, forget it. That's the past now. If you don't get better, it won't even matter. If you make it out of this, I hope you get help, boss. You need it. Goodbye. Good luck. Restaurant? He means Boccaccio's. That's right. I went there for dinner. Where the hell is she? Boss, I can't believe this. Boss, I think we should go. What is it now? You need help, boss. Help? I don't need help. I've never needed help. I heard what you said to Kimber. You can't treat her like that, boss. She's been with you a long time. I don't pay you to worry about Kimber. I pay you to keep quiet and do what you're told. Charles didn't offer his opinion often, but when he did, I never liked it. I'm ready to go. Get the car. No. Excuse me? Where do you think you're going? Away from you. Charles, if you walk out that door... He left. Charles! I didn't think he'd actually go. He'd never disobeyed me before. I couldn't believe it. Miss Brown, is there a problem? No, no problem. I'll have another glass of the Bordeaux. Very good, Miss Brown. That's why Charles wasn't driving that night. I heard what you said to Kimber. You can't treat her like that. When I returned from lunch earlier, I found Kimber in my office. I'd been finding her in my office and my files much too often lately. What are you doing? Oh, Jacqueline, you're back already? How did Delilah take the news? I was just getting the paperwork ready for Brenda. I'd seen how quickly she shut the file drawer and knew there was nothing in it, even remotely related to the divorce. I never thought to question Kimber's word until I found out she was stealing. The bad publicity from a scam like that could set the firm back years. How long had she been lying to me? How often? Is that right? Brenda said she can start the process any time. I could take the papers to her tonight if you like. I know about the Dubai accounts. I'd meant to hold that bit back for an opportune moment, but it slipped out. I reached for the first weapon I had that wasn't in the holster. What do you mean? Embezzlement doesn't suit you, Kimber. That's a serious allegation. You'd think I'd say anything if I couldn't prove it? You think I wouldn't notice the way you're always pawing through my files and the electronic trail you've left behind? It's embarrassing. You might as well wear a "Hello, my name is" label with thief written on it. Let's see. $279,456.23. Does that sound about right? Or have you pocketed a few more pennies since then? It's not what you think. It's just an advance. Just an advance? Why didn't you say so? That's fine with me, and I'm sure it'll be fine with the board, and it will be fine with the jury after Brenda annihilates you in court. Jacqueline, you know my mother's sick. She had to get treatment. The time frames are critical. I swear to you, I will pay back every penny, but I have to have this money now. I can't wait. No, you asked me before, and I told you no. You have to earn your way, Kimber, just like I did. Earn? You practically inherited this company. You've been wealthy your whole life. No, Kimber, I worked my way up the ladder and became the head of a company on the verge of collapse. I turned it around. I built an empire. In spite of my idiot family, the board, the investors, the competition, I did that. Me. You weren't alone. I've been with you every step of the way. All I could see were the numbers slowly rising as the pennies clinked one by one in Kimber's little piggy bank. All I could see was the investors' confidence running down a drain as the story broke. And for what? Less than 300,000? It was a damn insult. Yes, as my dutiful assistant, my glorified secretary, you should thank God each day I gave you this job, and here you are, stealing from me like a dog stealing scraps from under the table. Jacqueline, can you hear yourself? Do you have any idea what you look like? What you sound like? It's early afternoon and I can already smell it on your breath. I'm not going to make a spectacle out of you. I could, but I won't. Don't bother coming in tomorrow. You don't mean that. We've been together 20 years. I stood by you through everything. Through the audits and the market crash. Through the power grabs. Through everything. I have been loyal to you. Please, just this once, help me. Stand by me, Jacqueline. But it was too late. I'd never back down. Especially not when I'm winning. Don't bother cleaning out your desk. You'll pay for this. I very much doubt that. But I remember now. I was off balance even before I walked in and found her going through my desk again. How did Delilah take the news? I love how this is unraveling. Lunch with Delilah. The lunch. I was already on edge when I got to the restaurant, but I tried to hide it as best as I could. Nervous? Me? I told myself I was under the weather and stress. It seemed less pathetic. So she pops back up after all this time. What does she want now? Another handout? That last thing. What was it? Aromatherapy lip balm or something? What a joke. What's wrong with you? You've barely touched your food. I'm fine. Anyway, I've been meaning to talk to you about my role in the company. I know you don't think I'm ready, but I talked to Brenda, and I'm divorcing you. It came right out, just like that. My impulse control was clearly lacking that day. That's funny. Is it? You can't be serious. Brenda's already drafted the papers. I signed them this morning and will finalize it tonight. You'll get your copy in the mail shortly. You? Ha! Oh, Jackie, you got me. For a second, I'm not joking. It took a moment, but when it sunk in, it was as though the switch had been flipped somewhere. She went from disbelieving to furious in a nanosecond. You bitch! You think after all this time you can ditch me for some young, pretty trophy wife who won't demand a real partnership? A real marriage? You've had your chance to play with my money, Delilah. You can't say you didn't get a fair shake. Your money? You want to make it about money? Fine. Everything that's yours is mine. We'll see. Is there someone else? No, I just don't want you. As soon as it was out, I regretted it. I didn't quite mean it. Not like that. Not that way, that cold. But once it was out, I couldn't take it back. I never take anything back. I should have known you wouldn't change. Mother warned me. Dr. Nolan warned me. I should have listened. And just like that, she was gone. I prepared myself for a firestorm, for Armageddon, for horsemen. I'd even picked a restaurant where I could have a clean getaway. And in the end, she just got up and left. Blink, she's gone. Boss, is everything okay? Get in the car. What a busy day I had. But that wasn't all of it. So what does she want now? Another handout? Sasha came to see me at the office, unannounced, even though she knows I hate surprises. I was already wound out about announcing the divorce, and I was irritated that Kimber had let my black sheep of a sister waltz in without proper warning. Sasha? Who let you in? Very funny. I know I should have called, but it's so impersonal. I wanted to talk to you face to face. I'm supposed to meet Delilah for lunch soon. We have business to discuss. Maybe we should get together tonight. Hang out, catch up. How long has it been? 4 years, 7 months, 25 days. Not sure. Long time. So let's do dinner. We can talk. I need some business advice from the expert. I can see where this is going. Yeah, maybe. Check with Kimber. Jack, come on. I'm your sister. The first rule of business is you don't cancel engagements. You know that. Actually, she didn't know that. She didn't know anything about business. That was the whole problem. That was why I had the high-rise office, and she was still getting roped into organic free-range pyramid schemes. Okay, you're right. I'm just excited to see you. I can't wait to tell you about my new idea. Right, sure. My hands were sweating in anticipation of lunch, but I knew it wasn't anything a quick drink couldn't help. And I heard about this new play. It's Jack. It's not even noon. Right? So? Hello? You just had a double whiskey. What is wrong with you? I haven't been talking to her for 5 minutes and she was already nagging me about something. Look, I'm about to get lunch. I thought you stopped that. I'm a grown woman, Sasha. I know my limit. You're not supposed to drink at all, Jack. That's how the program works. What the hell is this? You pop out of nowhere after we haven't spoken in months and haven't seen each other in years, and now you're telling me how to run my life? Of course I'm not stupid. I know you're not here to see me buy business advice. You mean you need startup capital. What is it this time? Energy crystals? Magic jewelry? Some kind of homeopathic bullshit? Jack, what on earth? Don't you try to turn this around on me. That won't work. You're the one drinking before noon when you pledged to stay sober. How long has this been going on? What does Lucy say? I don't talk to Lucy anymore. Jack, you can't ditch your sponsor. You can't do this alone. I already do everything alone. I can do whatever I want. I've earned the right. I'm the one that keeps everything together. I'm the one that makes the money. That's why you're here. You always come slinking back when you need a handout or favor. Jack? Shut up. I'm going to lunch with my wife. My afternoon schedule's full, and I'm seeing a lawyer tonight. You want to beg for scraps? Fine, I'll be at Boccacio's around 7. Show up or don't. I don't care. It's probably your only opportunity, so make the most of it. You know who you sound like, don't you? Enough, Sasha. You always wanted to be like Mom. Well, congratulations. You are just like her. I hope you're proud of yourself. It stung what she said. More than she could possibly know. I acted like I didn't care and let her have the last word. I didn't know it might be the last word ever between us. My mother withered at the end, just like the firm. She was haggard and old beyond her age, weathered by years of stress, overwork, and pressure. She kept the corner office, mostly as a sign of respect, and each morning we would file in for our orders. It was always the same, a whiskey, a cigarette, and business talk. As time passed, the talk got shorter. Eventually, she would only listen and nod. She was too tired to actively participate. After they put her on oxygen and delivered the prognosis of liver cancer, the cigarette went, but the whiskey stayed. That one day, she looked bad, worse than usual. She gave the signal for her usual whiskey, and no one moved. One of the senior executives suggested water. When my mother looked at me, I immediately poured her a whiskey, a double, and put it in her trembling hand. She smiled at me. She mumbled something. She was hard to understand in those last days, but I always thought she said, "That's my daughter." And when I took my own drink, it was so warm and so perfect. It was the best thing I'd ever tasted. I've never replicated that feeling, not with any drink, not at any time. That afternoon, they found her dead behind her desk, the empty glass in her lap. They started calling the corner office the Brown Cemetery. That was going to be my resting place too. I was ready for it. I was earning it. They were going to find me dead with huge mergers under my belt, with billions of dollars at my fingertips and dozens of foundations in my name. But then I got a phone call and smashed into a windshield, and everything changed. All those times before, when I tried to remember what happened to me, I was forgetting something. I was leaving something out. My mind refused to let me remember. I didn't want to remember. I didn't want to admit they were right. It was dark. It was raining. I was driving. The phone rang. The call was from Brenda. And I was drunk. Not tipsy. Not one too many. Shit-faced drunk. Embarrassing. Loud. Rude. Pathetic drunk. I was distracted. And I swerved off the road and drove into a tree. That's the reason I'm locked in. Decision, noun. The act or process of deciding, determination as of a question or doubt by making a judgment. Judgment as formally pronounced. Oops. It's not easy admitting you've done something wrong, or have been doing something wrong, or have always done something wrong. At least, it's not easy for me, but I've had some time to come to terms with what happened. Now that I'm not hiding from what I did, my memories are clearer, more focused. I've replayed that day over and over, trying to recall every detail, no matter how bad it was, no matter what I said or did. Finally, I remembered the final piece of the puzzle. I received a call from Brenda's home office at 1:40 a.m. But Brenda was dead by midnight. Supposedly suicide. Someone called me with her phone. But who? I take risks in my line of business, and I'm comfortable with the risk of assuming the following. My lawyer, no, my friend, was murdered. The killer called me using Brenda's phone. The killer knew or guessed I was going to see Brenda. I was likely an intended victim. Maybe the killer panicked when I hadn't shown up yet. Maybe the killer intended to lure me there with a pretense. I'll probably never know. And at this point, the details aren't important. If I hadn't crashed. No, there's no time to wonder about what could have happened. Sooner or later, circumstances are going to force me to reveal that I'm awake. But if I reveal myself to the wrong person, worst case scenario, I might end up dead after all. So there's only one question left to answer. Who can I trust? Ooh, tough question. You've been kind of a jerk to everybody. Jacqueline, it's me. Odd. Kimber doesn't usually visit. I assumed she'd given up on me. I have some bad news. Worse than having a tube down my throat. I'm game. Let's hear it. Delilah has produced a living will that gives her control of your interest in the firm in the event of your incapacitation. Since Brenda's gone, and I can't prove it's fake, it looks like Delilah will have control and interest effective midnight tonight. Or at least, she thinks she will. That is bad news. Delilah has her strengths, but she doesn't know how to deal with the board. They'll eat her alive, and Meacham will be in control at the end of it. God, I hate that guy. This is so frustrating. They're already talking about Frank Meacham running the firm. Frank doesn't give a damn about your legacy. All he cares about is lining his own pockets. If I just knew you could hear me, that you knew what was going on. If only there was some way you could communicate with us. Should I trust Kimber and let her know I'm awake? I'm gonna save it here. Alright. Okay. So, should I trust Kimber? Okay. For this playthrough, yes, I'm gonna trust Kimber and see what happens. I'm gonna wiggle my finger. Jacqueline? Can you hear me? Wiggle your finger again. You're still after everything? I won't fail. I'll see through this to the end. Delilah visits regularly. She spends a lot of time reading, judging from the pages rustling. But she's unusually chatty today. She thinks she'll get what she always wanted. Oh, Jackie, remember when the firm finally turned around and you didn't have to stress so much anymore? We used to skip out early, get drunk at the corner bar, then hire a limo and drive around the city flashing the people waiting in line at the clubs. We were way too old to be acting like that. I'm surprised you talked me into it. We had so much fun, didn't we? I'd forgotten. You were always the spontaneous one. That's what attracted me to you. You were so different compared to everyone around me. You were so different from me. And I needed that. We took a vow, didn't we? Until death do we part. I meant it, at least. I wish I knew you were in there. Dr. Nolan says, well, Dr. Nolan wants me to stay positive, I'm sure. How about it, Jackie? Are you still in there? Should I trust Delilah and let her know I'm awake? Ooh. Let me save real quick. Okay. I'm gonna go crazy and just trust everybody. I'm okay. So, I just wonder if it's her because she knew about the divorce, but is she willing to kill to not divorce me? I don't know. I'll trust her. Jack, Dr. Nolan was right. You can hear me. Don't you worry, Jackie. I'll take care of you. You'll never have to worry about anything else again. Sasha comes to visit. usually to report that she has nothing to report, which doesn't surprise me. I figured out more lying here like a knot on a log than she has learned after running all over the place and harassing the police. Apparently word travels fast, and she's found out about Delilah's power grab, and she doesn't approve. And Kimber thinks this will be a disaster. I don't know what to do. You're always the one that made the tough decisions. But I won't give up. I'll do what it takes. I have to. First Dad, then Mom, and now you? I'm the only one left. Should I trust Sasha and let her know I'm awake? Saving again. I don't know about Sasha. I mean, we haven't talked much with each other in a long time, but still, I don't know if she's a threat. I don't know. I'm still trusting everybody in this one just to see what happens. Jack, you heard me. But that means Dr. Nolan lied about you being in a coma. She must know you're awake. That miserable old bat. Finally, someone agrees with me. But why would she lie? Unless... Sit tight, Jack. Wait. Here. She moves my hand, putting my little finger over something smooth and round. The call button. Just in case. I have to check on a few things. Sit tight. Well, she was the first one to do that for me. That was nice. This is a red background now. I wonder why. Fate, noun. The universal principle or ultimate agency in which the order of things presumably prescribed. The prophetic declaration of what must be. Someone's sneaking around. Speak up. Say something. What do you think you're doing? Don't bother. I can see clearly enough. You're the assistant Kimber, aren't you? I can't say I fault your intentions. I'm shutting this party down before it even gets started. Someone out there better be paying attention. I press down on the call button as hard as I can. I have a suggestion. Consider having the dose. It will... Dr. Nolan? We've got an alert from this room. This woman is tampering with the IV. Stop her. Wait! Drop it! Security! Huh. Really? Kimber? I mean, I know she thinks I'm a jerk, but what could she really gain? They moved me. I'm in an upscale, high-security, skilled nursing facility. The best money can buy, they tell me. But it still smells and sounds like a hospital. The only person I have contact with is the firm's lawyer, whose name I forget, and my nurse. Apparently, they got a police officer posted outside my door to make sure no one offs me before the trial is over. Does that mean I'm officially on the government's teat now? Terrific. Mom would be so proud. Good morning, Miss Brown. There's a problem. They've given me a buzzard for Morse code. I routinely abuse the privilege. I tap out the letters in seconds, but it takes him a minute to translate. He's no Brenda. Brenda knew what I was thinking before I did. Yes, it's Kimber. As part of the plea deal, she gave a cache of documents to the police. A very large cache. The firm offices were raided this morning. I came to tell you as soon as I heard. I didn't even take the time to peck out. God damn it! I hold the button down. He waits until I'm finished. We all feel the same way. Right now, we need to focus on damage control. I want you to take some time to think about all the possible liabilities we may have, anything that might be undocumented. I have to report to the board soon, but I'll come back this afternoon and we can discuss what needs to be done. I know this is unsettling news, but we knew it was a possibility. Are you ready? Let me save again. Am I ready? Hell yeah, I'm ready. Good. You're too rich to be punished, Jacqueline. Trust me. You'll get a slap on the wrist. You'll stay with your sister in the summer house until things calm down and the media moves on. Before you know it, things will be back to, well, things will be better. Better? Without Brenda or Charles? He interprets my silence correctly and pats my arm. How about some music? That'll help clear your mind. Alone, adjective, separate, apart, or isolated from others. Jacqueline Brown. You have unlocked one ending. Huh. So that's with me trusting everybody. Interesting. Man. Kimber, you brat. Alright. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna change the last thing I did, which was I'm not gonna... Well, actually, the very last thing I did was say I'm not ready. So I'm just curious what it'll do if I said no. Don't worry. You're too rich to be punished, Jacqueline. Trust me, you'll get a slap on the wrist. You'll stay with your sister in the summer house until things calm down and the media moves on. Before you know it, things will be back to, well, things will be better. Let me see. Okay, so saying yes or no at the very end doesn't matter. Okay. So, let's go back and... I know this is probably a really bad thing to do, but I'm not going to trust Sasha. So I'm going to do nothing to Sasha. I hope Nolan was wrong. I'm on my own then. But I guess I've always been on my own, haven't I? I wonder if Kimber's still gonna be attacking me. Who's there? Who the hell is that? What do you think you're doing? Kimber, is it? I remember you. Always doing, never getting credit. Oh, shut up. She gets plenty of credit. If she got all the credit she actually deserved, she'd be in jail right now. I was just leaving. Excuse me. Half the dosage. What? Half the dosage will induce paralysis. I know my neurotoxins. I don't understand. I'd rather not play these games. You and I have both known Jacqueline for a long time. We're both here for the same reason. Do you really think a woman like her deserves a voice? She doesn't deserve death. No one does. A stripped-down life devoid of feeling will be sufficient. So this is how you uphold your oath? You get someone else to do the dirty work. You could never stand seeing Delilah and I together, but you never had the guts to confront me face to face. So here we are. What about you? What about your voice? Don't worry about me. I won't breathe a word. I moved my finger, searching for something, anything, and finding nothing. The only thing worse than being partially paralyzed is being completely paralyzed, and Nolan knows it. Kimber, come to your senses. You can't go along with this. This is worse than anything. Jacqueline, you gave me no choice. I want you to remember that. There's always a choice. After everything we've been through, surely you understand that. Her hand, it's... Finishes quickly before someone comes. Jacqueline, there's no such thing as fair. You taught me that. I did, didn't I? The old man was right after all. When they come into my room, I don't care. When they talk, I don't listen. They come and go, and I stay here forever. The gold room is gone. I can't bring it back. Now everything is dark. I have a dream sometimes. I dream that my mother comes and pushes a pillow down on my face and strokes my hair until it's over. Sometimes it's Charles. Sometimes Sasha. Then I wake up and I'm still here in the dark and nothing has changed. Or maybe I'm dead and I've gone where they always said I would. We don't choose our hells. If we did, I would have picked the fire. I would have embraced the pitchforks and sulfur, the endless boulders rolled up the endless hills, the icy caverns and gaping maws. Oh, just like Dante's Inferno. Anything but this. Paralyzed, adjective. The in and condition of helpless stoppage in activity or inability to act. Jacqueline Brown. You have unlocked 2 endings. Alright, so we are going to try not telling Delilah this time. We'll see where that takes us. Alright, should I trust Delilah and let her know I'm awake? Do nothing. Huh. I thought maybe. But no. I knew it was over. What does it even matter? Okay. I'm trying to wonder if there's going to be a difference between me not trusting Delilah and then trusting and not trusting Sasha. So let me save real quick. Okay, so this time I'm gonna trust her again. Okay. And I'm gonna skip ahead. I'd give $1 million for a donut right now. I don't mean just the taste. I want the whole 9 yards. The texture, the stickiness of the glaze, the mechanics of eating. At this point, I'll take anything that isn't blended up and crammed into a feeding tube. Huh, someone's in my parlor. I thought this might happen. Let's hope the nurses come when called. What do you want? There was an emergency call from this room. What do you think you're doing? I was just sitting with her. I must have accidentally pressed. Wait, what's that in your... Grab her! Drop it! Security, help! Grab her arm! Huh, Dr. Nolan didn't show up in this one. I wonder if that means, if that means Delilah told Dr. Nolan to come in, because this time I didn't tell her, I was awake, so Dr. Nolan was there because of Delilah, wasn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay. Good morning. Birds are kind of loud, aren't they? The nurse said you were able to isolate your middle finger yesterday. 2 fingers means I get to switch from this crappy Morse code communicator to a more advanced model. When you can't feed yourself or wipe your own ass, it's the little things that brighten your day. Let me save real quick. Okay, so I can wiggle my finger or try to flip a bird. I'm gonna wiggle my finger first time. Not bad. I've seen better, but it's a start. I would have never made it this far without the encouragement and support of my family. Really, it moves me. I brought transcripts of Kimber's trial. Do you want me to set it up now? Yes. I'd rather not, but Kimber has been trying to broker a plea deal by offering up firm documents. Documents she was supposed to destroy. I can't afford to not know what's going on in the courtroom. Oh, and about Delilah. She's insisting on a meeting. She says she'll accept the terms, but only if she can talk to you one more time before she signs the papers. She won't budge. Ooh, save again. Yes? For old time's sake, I suppose. I'm ready for this divorce to be settled and done with. Whatever you say, you're the boss. Boss, noun. A person who makes decisions, exercises authority, dominates. Jacqueline Brown. Yay, I got another ending. Alright. Just real quick, I just want to see what's... If I said no. Not a chance. I've got plenty of resources. I'll wait as long as it takes. Turns out I'm really great at waiting. Alright, and I think that's it. Yep. Alright. Real quick, I just want to see if I flip a bird, what happens. Oh, nice one. Save that for the board. And that should be it. Okay. So instead of listening to the transcript of the courtroom, I said no. I've heard enough about Kimber to last me a lifetime. I don't care what they do to her. It won't bring Brenda back. So, the other options, that means... Okay. Yeah, this is the one where, I didn't listen to Delilah, so... And I wiggled it for her last time. And this time I'm not going to. I hoped Nolan was wrong. Someone's in my room. Stumbling around in the dark and obviously up to no good. Damn it. Who is that? Speak. Say something. I stretch out my finger and find nothing but fabric. My radius of movement is limited. I can only reach about 1 centimeter. That seemed like a lot a few days ago. Now it's so inadequate, it's meaningless. I feel something, and then a slow, tingling sensation in my arm that gradually begins to burn. Death by lethal injection? I haven't even had a trial. I deserve to see my killer's face, to hear a voice. I want to look death straight in the eye, but as the fire runs through me and into my heart, I know it doesn't matter. The old man is right. The world is shit. But this is... Sasha? Dead. Adjective. No longer living, deprived of life. Jacqueline Brown. Got another ending. Now we have to go to not trusting Kimber. So I don't trust Kimber. I guess no one was telling the truth. You really are a vegetable. Goodbye, Jacqueline. After the way you treated me and the others, well, in the end, it looks like we're all getting what we deserve. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. So I'm gonna save again. Okay, I suspect she's been telling Dr. Nolan, but I'm gonna test my theory by wiggling my finger. And let's find out. And I'm gonna save here again because this is, and I'm gonna tell Sasha. Yes, I'm gonna tell Sasha that I'm awake. And I'm gonna jump ahead. Someone's arguing outside my door. It doesn't sound like the nurses for a change. We'll just see what Jack thinks about that. Sasha, this is ridiculous. Finally, something is happening. Took long enough. Ask her. Sasha, I understand your concerns, but Delilah and I have discussed your sister's care options, and we both feel very strongly that she should be released to home nursing. Jacqueline requires extensive care, and with all due respect, I don't believe you have the finances that would be required to meet her needs. Don't worry, Sasha. I'll take good care of her. You can come visit her whenever you like. Great. I can see where this is going. This will be just like the time Pepper went to a nice farm upstate. Take care of her? Your aura is terrible, and you don't have a nurturing bone in your body. You couldn't take care of a houseplant. I appreciate the sentiment, Sasha, but I could do without being compared to a clump of begonias. Sasha, let's be clear. I'm Jacqueline's wife. If this escalates, the courts will side with me. I'm sorry you... Ask her. Sasha, you don't understand. Your sister... Shut up, you miserable old bat. Sasha. Tell them, Jack. Do you want to go with me? I wiggle my finger. What about Delilah? You see, she didn't move anything. That means no. This is absurd. That was a muscle spasm. She knows Morse code. We learned it when Dad took us yachting. Give her a buzzer and we'll see if it's involuntary or not. You can't honestly. Afraid? You know she doesn't want to be with you. The calls are out finally. We'll see. I knew it. She was the one sending in Dr. Nolan. Oh, Kimber is AWOL. The private account was emptied and some of my most special and lucky files are missing. The police are looking for her in connection with Brenda's murder, and the firm wants the money and the files, but honestly, I don't care. What's 300,000? It's a blip on the radar. She can have it. Now that the divorce proceedings are underway, I can only communicate with Delilah through our lawyers. I heard that she and Nolan are, well, something. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I think they will be happy. Delilah loves having someone wrapped around her little finger, and I have a feeling Nolan is a glutton for punishment. Sasha reports to me every day. She got Charles back on the payroll, put the board in its place, and waged absolute war on Delilah over my care arrangements. What can I say? It brought a tear to my eye. It was beautiful. My sister may be more competent than I gave her credit for, but she still buys into a lot of hippy-dippy New Age bullshit. She says my recovery has something to do with some cosmic planetary spirit. The cosmic spirit resonates with my spirit, blah, blah, blah. Chakras, power animal, yada, yada. It's hard to convey sarcasm with a Morse code button, unfortunately. So she gets away with a lot of nonsense. Normally, I would take credit for my own success, but this time? Well, this time the cosmic planetary spirits can have the glory. Lucky, adjective. Having or marked by good luck, fortunate. Jacqueline Brown. You have unlocked 5 endings. Your dedication is admirable. Alright. There was still one more thing, right? So, it was this one where I don't trust Sasha. And we'll skip ahead. They came for me in the night. Sounds corny, but it's true. I wasn't sure where I was being taken until I heard the ticking of an old clock. Home. Or at least it used to be. Delilah tucked me away in the south wing, safely out of sight when she entertains or has callers. There's a new maid. I spooked the old one when I tried to communicate with her, and Delilah punished me. No music, no light, no open windows for a week. It was a very long week. She threatened to strap my hands down, but she didn't actually go through with it. That's one of Delilah's problems. She makes threats and never follows through. Sometimes I think it's a good thing we never had kids, because they'd be holy terrors. Good morning, Jackie. I just wanted to say hi before I leave for the board meeting. Meacham says they have something important to discuss with me. If the weather improves, I'll open the window for you when I get back. Don't scare the maid. Every day Delilah goes to the firm, not recognizing the quagmire, not realizing the board is evaluating her weaknesses and planning an attack strategy. I know, because it's what I do. Meanwhile, I'm biding my own time, just waiting for the right time, the right place, the right maid. It'll be a long wait. Prisoner, noun. A person who is confined in prison or kept in custody, especially as a result of legal process, prison, or war. Jacqueline Brown. You have unlocked 6 endings. You're almost there. Alright. So the other option was I don't trust Delilah. Alright. And wait, what happens if I trust nobody? Period. Okay, first I'm going to trust Sasha real quick. And then skip ahead. Well, 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 my favorite patient. Well, 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 my favorite pain in the ass. I knew you'd come sniffing around eventually. I hate to admit I might find pleasure in another's suffering, but I must say, this is an unexpectedly sweet victory for me. Feeling big now that you think you got the upper hand on an invalid? Think again. I pressed the call button. She's so busy gloating she doesn't seem to notice. Ever since I realized you had locked-in syndrome, I've waited to see if you would attempt to communicate with anyone. It's interesting to see how you're still so unwilling to trust others, even when you're in such a desperate need of help. You won't even confide in your own wife. It's just as well, I suppose. I want you to know that after this injection, you won't feel a thing. It's quite humane if you... What? What is it? I'm busy with Miss Brown. Doctor, the call button was pressed. This room? Are you sure? I don't. Wait, Miss Brown, can you feel this? I wiggle my finger. Did you see that? Was that a reflex response? No way she did that. She's conscious. Kimber has gone wherever embezzlers go. The firm and police are looking for her, but I don't care where she is, just as long as it's far away from me. Putting Kimber on trial won't bring Brenda back, and it would put a glaring spotlight on the firm at a time when investors are skittish and her reputation is vulnerable. Kimber can keep the $300,000 as far as I'm concerned. It's better this way. Am I getting soft? God, I hope not. Sasha arranged for my transfer to our summer home. Under different circumstances, Nolan might have made things difficult. But after I told Sasha about our interlude, she took matters into her own hands. In exchange for modest monthly payments, I've agreed to forget about the entire incident. I get a little pocket change, and Nolan gets to keep her license. It's a win-win. Sasha set the whole thing up herself. I was impressed, honestly. I couldn't have done it better myself. Blackmailer, noun. Person extorts payment by intimidation, as by threats of injurious revelations or accusations. Jacqueline Brown. You have unlocked 7 endings. Push for the finish. So I guess I have one more. Alright. And that's where I don't tell Sasha, right? So I'm telling nobody basically that I'm awake. Okay. Well, well, well. Finally, Jacqueline Brown in on the wrong side of fate. It tastes so sweet. Who would have guessed you would have ended up here with me in my own hospital? You can't just resist gloating, can you, Nolan? I've been waiting for this. You never forgave me for marrying Delilah. No one to trust, Jacqueline. Not even your own wife. She's too good for you, you know. She needs to move on. She'll be happier that way, don't you think? I guess you're done pining from afar now that I'm a damn potato, you coward. You should have taken the chance and tried to communicate with someone, Jacqueline. I'm surprised at you. You've always been such a risk-taker. This injection will finish what the wet pavement did not. The machines will keep you alive, if you accept that term, for as long as Delilah wishes. Funny. For the first time in all the years I've known your family, I find myself wishing you could speak. Otherwise, it's so anticlimactic. Before I send you into the darkness, a real darkness, I suppose you should know, that I'm acting on my own. Delilah would never condone this. That's her only flaw, really. She doesn't know what's best for her. Otherwise, she never would have married you. Would you beg if you could speak? In my mind, you're begging. I've seen a lot of people die, Jacqueline. In the end, no one's too proud to beg. Oh, I have another choice here. Let's save again. And I guess I'll wiggle my finger. I don't want to, but I just need to buy some time. Surely a nurse will see the light on and wonder what's happening. It's too late for that. Good night, Jacqueline. I'll take care of Delilah. Do what you came to do then, you miserable coward. Put out the light. If it's any consolation, old rival, This is not as satisfying as I'd hoped. Comatose. Affected with or characterized by coma. Jacqueline Brown. You have earned all 8 endings. Bragging rights. Okay, so real quick, I just want to see what happens if I did nothing. All I have left is my dignity. I wouldn't give you the satisfaction. Stoic until the end. Very well. Good night, Jacqueline. I'll take care of Delilah. Okay. Well, that was locked in. What is this? Oh, it's all the endings. Oh, that's cool. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This was a really, really good game. Like, I really loved the way it looked and the way it played out the story. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye!